Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Group Vision's coverage of the Champion Power Equipment Truck Series. My name's Brian Britt. Of course, Austin Edstrom's not going to be here in the booth with us today, but we do have an awesome treat, a nice surprise. Our producer, Austin Derbyshire, who usually is all in control of the cameras, he's going to be talking as well tonight, so definitely looking forward to seeing what he's got to say. Usually whenever we're calling these races, he has a lot to say behind the cameras, but of course you ladies and gentlemen can't hear him. You'll be able to hear him here tonight, though, as we of course tackle the Monster Mile Dover Motor Speedway, or International Speedway I should say. Of course, 150 laps here at this racetrack. But how are you, Austin? You looking forward to this one?
Oh yeah, well, especially after last night of their top split coverage, we had A and B action. I'm always excited to see how the trucks handle at the track of the week. It's always a little bit different, a little bit slower, but it usually means a little bit more beating and banging around the track.
Yeah, for sure. And one thing I think that's going to be similar between all of the disciplines, or the different NASCAR cars, is the, of course, track itself. Concrete tracks like this really burn tires up quite a bit, and of course, I do believe that leads to our keys to the race here, if I'm not mistaken, Austin. And you actually were the one that picked these this week.
Yeah, a little bit different, not only having to type them out, but we'll start off. You got to slow down. Pit road is only 35 miles an hour at Dover. One of the slowest, if not the slowest, on the service. And you will see cars, lock them down, smoke going everywhere on green flag pit stops. We saw that yesterday, unfortunately, with two pro drivers even hitting the barrels when coming down in the pit road. Hopefully they won't be doing that tonight during their Coke race. But second key is the marbles along the wall. Another thing that makes this track very, very difficult, up by that Dryden logo you see there is a ton of pebbles. So you get a little bit closer to the wall, it will pull you into the wall, and we will see quite a few cars hit that wall there. And then finally, just the argy-bargy. We're going to see a lot of cars baiting and banging around here. Trucks, I should say, in the great words of Justin Prince. They're not race cars. They're not race cars. They're race trucks. They're race trucks.
I feel like I'm talking to Justin Prince right now. I mean, because I've heard him say that for sure. And of course, argy bargy, love that. I think the walls are going to be where we're going to see the most problems at. Of course, we do have the broadcast picks. Of course, my pick is going to be Keegan Sabilo here tonight. I know that tire wear is so huge at a track like this, and I just know Keegan always usually is very good when it comes to conserving. Darby, your pick.
Well, even though it has me in two spots, I do only get one pick, unfortunately. And tonight I am taking Andrew Hale. I think he's been he had a great showing here last year. I'm pretty positive he did at least. But he's just a great driver. We know Keegan Sabilo is really good at the short tracks, but I really do believe Hale will have something for him tonight.
No, I definitely agree, and I think one driver we both kind of neglected is Nathan Meyer, who has been on quite a tear here lately. And I think we should look at the points right quick, just quickly discuss them. Of course, Nathan Meyer at the top of the board. He has 3 wins this season. I know last season he didn't show up for all the races, so he really wasn't a championship contender. But this season, he's been here every show, and he's been here and trying to, I think, go for the gold here this season. So Keegan Sabilo, of course, we were just talking about him. He's second place in the points. But, of course, he's got 9 points to go to get up to Nathan Meyer. James Harris, he's in third. Tyler Meeks is in fourth. Really great season so far for Tyler Meeks. John Lucido, he's been having a good season as well. He's in fifth. Brad Thacker, he's been pretty consistent. 6th place. William Mann Jr., 7th. Jason Taylor, he's in 8th. So that's a kind of look at our top 8 right now in the points. But I really think Nathan, we kind of both overlooked him. He could be I wouldn't even say underdog. He could be the favorite, really.
Well, he is sitting on pole right now. Only 3 cars have yet to take time, but with 10 seconds left in qualifying, don't think any more challengers will be there for Nathan Meyer, so it looks like he will be starting on the pole.
Yeah, and very good qualifying. And I know I'd say downforce and clean air is going to be really, really important at this racetrack. So that might be a big deal to have that clean air. But, of course, setting the pace also can be a little scary when it comes to, you could end up burning those tires up a little bit prematurely. But I do believe we have the starting grid all set.
Yeah, it is that time.
And I do believe Nathan Meyer going to be starting up on top of the pole here. Of course, Cody Hemingway, not a driver I really recognize, new driver to the series, I do believe, going to be starting in second place. Another new driver to the series is going to be starting in third. That is James Loveland. Of course, our producer's pick, Andrew Hale, is going to be starting in fourth place. Fifth place, Keegan Sobilo. Sixth place, James Harris. Seventh, John Lucido. Eighth place, of course, going to be starting Russ Kilgore. Ninth, Carter Casey, longtime friend of mine. I haven't talked to him in quite a while. Didn't get to talk to him last week either. 10th place, Kalen Mitchell. I know that they had quite of a laugh about the he/she type thing last week. I didn't even get that answer whether it was a he or a she. They did not want to tell us.
Starting P11 tonight, we have Colby Jackson on the inside, Harley Barletta starting P12, P13, Brian High, Jason Taylor, P14, and 15, Ray Kennison with Nick Jabowski on the outside of him. William Mann Jr. and John Thacker will be rounding out P17, 18. I don't know why I said rounding out, but P19 and 20, Tyler Meeks and George Young.
And, of course, 21st is Sheldon Pearson. Gone. He's been gone for quite a while. Glad to see Pearson back. Of course, Dan Hillewig is going to be rounding out this 22-car field. Now, Hillewig, from what I've heard, has got a new system or new upgrade or something like that. I think he's gotten triples or something like that is going to allow him to perform better. I know I was looking at the Champion Discord chat, and that was kind of something I noticed. So, curious to see how that impacts his performance here, as it looks like everybody's getting ready to get moving. When you said Brian High, I was wanting to say hi back. I know that was silly. Dad jokes galore up here.
Hey, you know me. I'm always down with the cheese factor.
It's so interesting having you actually calling it with me instead of just usually you're just talking in my ear, but now I get to talk back to you.
Well, we have called a race together before, and I think it would have been back in the good old BRTV days.
Man, that's some back in the day for sure.
Speaking of the good old days, Grid Vision did just turn 1 year old today. And Brian, I do want, even though I know you're only part-time now, I could have, me, Justin, Edstrom, all of us, we could have never done it without you. And I want to thank you for being with us since the beginning.
Thanks, man. No, I appreciate you saying that. That is such a huge milestone year, and I know the YouTube channel's gotten so many subscribers as well. And hopefully, you guys will be hitting that 1,000 mark at some point. But also Champion, we should thank them. They've been with us since the beginning as well. As we get ready to enter the Geiger Restart Zone, green flag is out for the first time here tonight in Champion Power Equipment competition. As there goes Nathan Meyer. He's able to get clear of Cody Hemingway just barely as they sail into 1 and 2 side by side throughout the majority of the field. Everybody going to want to try to single file out here at Dover as they get really close to the wall. Cody Hemingway almost tags it.
Really close to the camera, too. We're using a little bit of a beta camera pack today. Might see a couple errors there, as we did just get a nice zoomed in forehead there, but we will do our best to bring you all the angles of the action here tonight.
Yeah, we're seeing side by side pretty much throughout the majority of the field. I do believe that's Russ Kilgore, I do believe as well. We see Carter Casey trying to carve his way through the field, just able to, I do believe, defend against Colby Jackson. Jackson, of course, trying to work on him. See the 8 trying to get underneath the 2 of Russ Kilgore. Nathan Meyer right now a 10th lead at the moment. We see Keegan Sabilo under fire from, I do believe, John Lucido at the moment. Look at this big run from the 3. I do believe Colby Jackson trying to take the high side here at Dover.
Yeah, I actually had the privilege of racing Talladega week there with Colby. He seems to be improving his craft. As soon as I say that, he's bouncing off the walls. But like we said, those marbles there, as soon as you get close to the wall, it is going to pull you. But yeah, Colby has been working on his craft, and we have seen quite a bit of improvement from him over the past few weeks.
Yeah, no, he's definitely been trying his best to get some, improve here, but it looks like he definitely got a pretty good scrape on that wall. Hopefully that doesn't hurt his handling too much. We're having a big battle, though. John Lucido just getting by Keegan Sabilo. Now, this is, of course, Sabilo, my pick. I think this is all according to plan. We know how Keegan Sabilo does at tracks like this. He always backs off. He does not battle early, but then when it comes down to the longer runs, he's going to have the performance that these other drivers won't here, because we both know fall off is going to be well over a second here tonight.
Yeah, Dover, it has the concrete, as we can see in the track there. It is a different shade of gray than we should. I believe it is actually shale concrete, which works extremely hard at depreciating your tires.
And of course, this is a very fast racetrack. So when you're on the newer tires, it's very easy, I guess, to fall to the temptation of going fast because this track will allow you to drive very quick early, but you cannot kind of fall into that trap, if you will. As I see James Loveland kind of closing in on the back end of James Harris. Of course, James Harris rocking a little bit of a different paint scheme here tonight. Look at that Allegiance 55 there.
Yeah, slightly different sponsor.
Hale, he's falling back a little bit. Go ahead.
Yeah, a different sponsor than we normally see him. One of the many supporters of the Champion Power Equipment Truck Series. And James always spreading the love a little bit to all the sponsors here that make this league happen.
Yeah, no, he's always good about that. That's for sure. And of course, he's trying to hold off Loveland right now. And the top four all over each other. I really like what I'm seeing though from Andrew Hale. I feel like Andrew Hale, your pick, is kind of taking her easy right now. I don't believe he's really trying to push it too hard. This is kind of what you want at a track like Dover. A pretty good gap in between the guy behind you and the guy in front of you, so you can just kind of run your own race and really save tire. I think one of the keys tonight is going to be all about being smooth, and we're looking on board with Andrew right now. And look at how smooth he is, but being.
Yeah, just a little bit, only a couple degrees of movement. As we were seeing yesterday, the least amount of movement you can have coming off the corners is going to pay dividends. And as we go on through the race, I think we will see him move up more and more and start to battle for the third and fourth position. That we do have a battle happening right now.
Yeah, I do believe Harris just maybe have gotten into the wall just a little bit there, but no, you're 100% right. And one thing about the banking change off the edge of the corners, we see this battle going on right now side by side as James Loveland, driver we haven't really seen, he's rocking the 56. When isn't the 56? Isn't that Brad Thacker? Looks like Brad Thacker got demoted to the 17 in this race. But yeah, Loveland looking like he's very feisty out here on the racetrack. But I was going back to talking about the banking change. I think that's one of the biggest features of Dover. It almost feels like the truck unloads, or whatever vehicle you're at here. The truck unloads out on the exit of the corner, and that straightaway you can end up spinning out very easily if you don't hold your mouth right.
Oh yeah, it's this track. It just takes such minute movements, and if you just make a little bit of too big of a movement, you're going to have a bad time.
100%. Let's take a quick look at the top 10 right now. Nathan Meyer, of course, in the lead still. He's got a tenth of a second on Cody Hemingway. Hemingway has not gone anywhere here. James Harris, of course, occupying the third place position at the moment. James Loveland, battle of the Jameses, essentially. James Loveland in fourth place. Andrew Hale is in fifth. Russ Kilgore, he's in sixth place. Good run for him so far. Carter Casey, he sits in eighth. Harley Barletta, he sits in the eighth place position. Ninth is John Lucido. Keegan Sabilo, of course, rounds out that top 10. Now, this is looking like we have all the makings of a pretty good long run here. Of course, the tire fall off has already been significant. We're seeing well over a half a second, 0.6 to be exact. Caution flag as soon as I said something. Look at that.
I knew it. He said it is going to happen. It looks like Ray Kennison is the truck at fault here. We'll take a look.
47, missing his front end as well. Heavy, heavy, heavy damage. I think he was already towards the end, the rear of the field, smoke pouring out of that machine. Let's take a look and see exactly what happened. I do believe that is, I think, Nick Jasbowski and him having some issues. Oh, yeah. Hillowig getting some damage.
Yeah, Hillowig comes in and says, I am the ripcord, you are the Beyblade.
So let's, I definitely wouldn't mind taking another look at that one because I feel like, I know I was trying to see, I saw the 82 and I was trying to see what the name was there, and it's Jasbowski. I didn't get an eye on the actual cause here. And it looks like, I do believe, okay, the 47 into the outside wall. Comes down off the wall, and that's a no-no. If you hit that wall, you gotta stay on the wall. And look at that, like you said, ripping off the Beyblade. But I mean, wouldn't you agree though, Austin? I mean, a lot of times you see drivers hit that wall. The best thing you can do if you hit that wall, stay up there. But it's incredibly hard to do at a track like Dover.
Yeah, unfortunately now you don't have to worry about the things where your car would actually get stuck in it due to the way that the iRacing was built. You still can get a little bit pulled into the wall, but it's not as bad, and you don't expect your truck to just be ripped off once you turn your wheel to the right. But yeah, he was. We see he actually made no left wheel inputs there, or no inputs into his wheel to turn left. But it was still not enough turning to the right. If you hold your wheel straight, you will tend to turn a little bit to the left.
Especially with the banking.
Yeah.
For sure. And of course, Kennison does go a lap down. He does have a faster pair, so luckily he was able to make it to pit road. Hillewig, of course, a lap down as well. But while we have a moment, I think now's a good time to shout out our title sponsor. And of course, that being Champion Power Equipment, of course, the namesake of this series. This broadcast is brought to you by Champion Power Equipment. Since 2003, CPE has earned a reputation for designing and producing the market's finest power equipment. With over 4.5 million generators sold in North America, Champion has decades of experience providing dependable and durable power products designed and engineered in the U.S. for the North American and world markets. Visit us at championpowerequipment.com for more information. Champion Power Equipment, powering your life. Definitely nice to have those guys. And they're another one that kind of celebrates with us this year of Grid Vision, right, Austin?
Oh yes, Champion Power Equipment. When Grid Vision was just a twinkle in our eyes, we had a talk with James, and he was very down to make sure that he was the very first league to come over with us to Grid Vision. And we're indebted to both him and Champion Power Equipment. Whenever I'm at work and I see someone drive by and they got a Champion Power Equipment generator in the back of their truck, I'm like, I support that guy because they support us.
One thing I think is huge on the racetrack right now that has just happened, I'm noticing Cody Hemingway, who ran in second for the majority of that part of the race there, he's all the way back now in 10th place. James Harris, he's all the way, or not 10th place, 20th, I should say. James Harris, he's in 19th right now. We just saw, I think, a lot of a lot of yellow flag pit stops.
Yeah, we'll bring up the graphic here.
We see a lot of drivers that did come down pit road. Jason Taylor, leader now.
Yeah, out on 18 lap old tires, as old as the race is. But maybe you have to check your phone if you're Cody or James or something, and take a little bit.
I'm wondering though, because I think you might be onto something. Something had to happen on pit road for those drivers because, Nathan Meyer, who was the leader at the time of the caution, he's in fourth. So clearly, everybody, most of the field pitted right there. Some, I do believe, probably only took fuel only. And I think maybe that explains it. I mean, Keegan Sabila did come down pit road. He spent 38.7 seconds in the box. So very curious. I'm thinking we're seeing varied strategies here. Of course, I do believe we have 5 sets of tires to play with here.
Hey, sometimes you just got to get a round of Candy Crush is complete.
If you say so. I mean, if it's that important, apparently, to play Candy Crush while you're going to do an iRacing race.
Hey, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Priorities. Here comes the pace car, going to be taking that left turn down pit road. Jason Taylor, we don't know what kind of speed that driver has. Let's see what he's able to do here on these old tires. He is the only one, I do believe, that has not pitted. Green flag, of course, is out. Now, everybody, I do believe Sabilo and Hale did not take tires, but they did take fuel. As you can see, Taylor, he's being really cautious as they entering the corner. Already he's under a ton of fire. You can see Andrew Hale trying to take advantage of Keegan Sabilo being stuck behind the 15.
After watching these races for, almost 2 years now, I have to say, but most improved in the tenure of our broadcast in this series has to be either Jason Taylor or John Lucido. Those two drivers, their skill has just improved so much since we first started broadcasting.
Woo!
But those 18 lap tires.
Wide. That was 3 wide for just a moment as Nathan Meyer, of course, takes him 3 wide, trying to get his way back up into the lead. Now he goes to battle, of course, with Andrew Hale. But no, you're exactly right. Jason Taylor has been, as these seasons have been going on, he's been moving through the pack when it comes to where you expect him to run. And I definitely agree with John Lucido. I mean, he has now become a factor when it comes to winning races. I think that he can, from week to week, you can expect to see him running in the top 5.
Yeah, You know, he thought he got a little bit disappointed with us, saying that we're being a little bit harsh on him. But I definitely think he's done his fair share to make sure that we don't have anything negative to say about him, as he is running P3 right now.
Yeah, 100%. I saw something happen further back. I'm not exactly sure. I think maybe someone got very dangerously close to hitting the inside wall. I don't think it actually happened, but it was very close. We almost had a caution there, as we see battling in the top 5. Of course, you see a battle for a second. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think James is attacking here.
And also,
and of course, that means James Loveland.
Yeah, going for P1 here.
And I do believe I've never seen this driver in this series before, so this could be his first laps led. I mean, you never know. Anytime I've ever said that this is the first time this guy's been in this series, I hear from someone saying, "No, I'm an old guy that was in this."
I used to race in Champion Power Equipment Series a decade ago.
Yeah. But it looks like he is still under fire. This is not going to be something that I do believe Meyer is going to let go. Meyer wants that clean air. Very. Some pretty big wiggles there off the corner, but it looks like I do believe Loveland is going to manage to take the lead. He is running some of the fastest laps right now out of the whole field at the moment.
And the Reese's truck and John Lucido get into it. That is Carter Casey. And yes, Reese's, not Reese's.
I mean, if you say so. But this is definitely, oh, look at Casey. Casey, almost like he's had a mile-and-a-half side drafting here. And definitely some awesome battling going on around Dover. I think Miles might have some cars here to eat after this race, because you could tell Lucido not playing games with Carter Casey right now.
Yeah, he is all over his bumper, giving him some pushes. This is the argy-bargy that we did speak about in the pre-race.
100%. And you know, one thing about it is John Lucido, even though, you know, he's definitely been improving his craft. I got to say, he's been very, very aggressive. And he's become a person that, you know, will race you incredibly hard. As we see, oh, Jason Taylor into the wall back there in 11th place, I do believe. As we see Andrew Hale, of course, on the older tires battling, I do believe, with Cody Hemingway. Hemingway had went all the way back, I do believe, to 20th position, has driven his way all the way to 9th. James Harris as well has driven his way up to 8th from 19th. So it doesn't seem like these drivers are having too much trouble getting through the field, especially on the newer tires.
Yeah, this wasting no time and pushing the truck to get around these other trucks, but it might not be the most beneficial thing once we get another 10 laps into this run, and then everybody is evened out.
Yeah, for sure. I think these guys will learn a valuable lesson if, you know, it all comes down to a long run. I mean, and I think that caution we saw a little bit earlier was just because of Kennison hitting the outside wall and this unfortunate incident. I think that we do have the makings of what could be some long runs here tonight at Dover. And of course, the fuel window is about 65 laps. So if we do end up going the distance, these guys will end up having to make green flag pit stops, that's for sure.
And James Loveland here, now in P1, he is starting to pull away from Nathan Meyer. If we try and compare how these guys are running their laps, we'll go through the corner here. And I can almost guarantee we will see a little bit of difference on how they run. Yeah, Loveland does not go all the way to the corner there. He just tries to stick a little bit higher up, as we did see Nathan Meyer get all the way down. And then here in this corner, now we have Loveland going down and Meyer stay mid lane. So there is some difference in the way that these drivers are running the track today.
Definitely. And one thing we have to also keep in mind as well is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, even though they look identical from probably our perspective up here in the booth, they drive very different, though. You know, they do have minute little differences, you know, on each side of this racetrack. So, and you also can see at a track like Dover, drivers maybe trying to do more of a diamond line. And I do believe we could see, as the run goes on, drivers starting to search for grip and possibly see different lines work that didn't work earlier. So we see John Lucido, I do believe, making the pass there on Russ Kilgore. And you see, of course, Brad Thacker trying to see if he can maybe make something happen as well.
Yeah, Brad Thacker not at home, not in his 56 car, as another car managed to come and take that before they joined him took that number away from him, but it doesn't matter. He is the 56 on his truck. And another driver who I must say has improved so
Oh yeah.
much since we first started covering this series.
No, I definitely agree. He has been doing fantastically, and he's running his way up to the back end of John Lucido at the moment, and is running some very competitive laps. As we see, ooh, very close as Harley Barletta gets by, of course, Russ Kilgore. Kilgore seems like he is very much struggling with that race car right now. As you can see, he's kind of already starting to back up Cody Hemingway and James Harris. You can see Harris trying to take advantage of the slower traffic here. That's 3 wide as Kilgore goes up the track.
Yeah, James Harris just using the action in front of him as a pick so he can get around Kilgore, and we will see him try and track down Cody Hemingway and Barletta there.
Now, I do want to mention Kilgore, of course, did pit on the same lap as Harris and Hemingway. He did take tires. Spent 14.2 seconds in the box. So whatever is going on with his pace right now, I do believe might be self-induced. I do believe you can really hurt your tires quick at this racetrack. And I think the first 5 to 10 laps, first 5 I think are, to be more specific, those are the most important laps when it comes to how the rest of the run is going to act.
Yeah, with only 150 laps here, it's not the longest race, so you definitely do need to manage those tires. Champion Power Equipment Truck Series, not the most amount of tires in there. The way they do it is a fixed setup series, but with that, we do see quite a bit of the difference in the action happen because of the tire runs that these drivers take.
Cody Hemingway trying to make the pass there for 6th place. He is successful in at least taking 6th place away for now, but he looks like he has got a crossover attempt that he's got to defend here from Harley Barletta. Really great race right now for 6th place, but it looks like Barletta is going to have to concede and give up that 6th place position. Cody Hemingway looking incredibly fast. Really liking the lap times I'm seeing from this driver. I do believe he's definitely top 5 material, and possibly even if you get him in the right position, he could possibly win this thing.
Somebody needs to get my guy a paint.
I mean, he says, I don't need a paint. My racing performance is going to speak for itself. But Nathan Meyer out front got almost a 0.3 of a second lead right now over James Loveland. Of course, Carter Casey is sitting in that 3rd place position. Brad Thacker running really good up to 4th right now. But I don't know how long Brad's going to be in 4th, considering he does have Cody Hemingway starting to catch up. And I know Lucido was in front of Thacker, so looks like we did miss a exchange for that 4th place position at some point.
Oh, we also did miss the change for the lead, as Nathan Meyer is back in the lead from Loveland. So
right.
do expect Carter Casey here to catch up to Loveland, as it is very apparent that Loveland did burn his stuff up a little bit too quick.
Yeah, clear. You could see that looking at his lap times. I mean, James Loveland last time by 24.603 versus Carter Casey 24.295. That's quite a big difference, 0.3. So you can clearly see Casey running him down 0.2 ahead. Is Loveland. And, of course, Nathan Meyer with the clean air. He's running a little bit slower than Casey, but not by much. Brad Thacker, though, running some pretty good laps. He's running faster than the leader. Cody Hemingway, faster than the leader. Another driver that's really starting to struggle is Lucido. And I think a lot of times that aggressiveness bites him. Even though he's incredibly fast, a lot of times he pays the price later in the run.
Yeah, it all depends on how the race goes. If we do get a little bit of a race filled with more cautions, running that hard will be very beneficial. But as of right now, the saving of your tires is the way to go. 45 laps going lap 46 into the race.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think that's going to be – but I think it's a fine line, though. I got to be honest with you. I'm looking at Keegan Sabilo right now. He is a non-factor at the moment. He's outside, I do believe, the top 15. He's in 17th right now. And, yes, he's running pretty good laps compared to a lot of the drivers around him, but it's going to take a lot for him to get by a lot of these drivers. And you know, I think there's a fine line, a balance, if you will, of saving tire and still being quick.
Yeah, and well, if there is anyone who knows that balance, it will be Keegan Sabilo.
Yeah, and, of course, a lot of times he might seem really slow early in these goings, but then I think he might flip the switch. So we'll see. As we can see, I do believe William Mann Jr. making a pass there on Russ Kilgore. That's for the 11th place position. We also see Colby Jackson trying to work his way through the field. So definitely some drivers starting to struggle, some drivers starting to maybe work their ways through the field. I think now's a good time as any, though. Let's take a quick commercial break. We'll pay some attention to our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the coverage of Champion Power Equipment Truck Series on Grid Vision. I can't talk, apparently, ladies and gentlemen. We got a pretty big battle, though, going on for the lead. Carter Casey has tracked down Nathan Meyer and is trying to challenge him right now for that top spot. Of course, I also watched John Lucido pound the wall pretty hard as here we go side by side for the lead. I think we might have saw a green flag pit stop as well. I think Keegan Sabilo went down pit road, and there is a lap car right in front of these two leaders. I do believe that is Nick Jabowski.
Yeah, you are correct. Keegan Sabilo taking down pit road on lap 55, coming to lap 56.
And that's curious. Of course, that is going to put him 2 laps down. I'm wondering if he's just struggling. But here's the speed difference. Of course, Keegan is passing by everybody left and right. But, of course, this is the most intense battle on the track here for the top spot. Can he make the pass? I mean, Carter Casey has clearly been faster than Meyer the last several times. But this is a track I think it's very difficult to pass at. especially because you have to be able to try to extend the, off the corner to get up to that wall, but you can't when you're that bottom car.
Yeah, unless you guaranteed are faster than the car in front of you, really the move is get on the outside of the car and force them down low so then they cannot get that run out of the corner, and that's how you make the pass head over.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what Meyer has in mind to kind of try to defend. He's not allowing the 8 to really get above him, but I think lap traffic could possibly open up another opportunity here for the 8 of Carter Casey. Is here. Nick Jabowski, of course, he moves up to the top of the track, going to stay out of the way. These guys are going to get right by him, no problem. Of course, I do believe Ray Kennison, next driver in line.
Yeah, Ray Kennison, unfortunately, after his hard hit there, already lapped down, going on 2 laps down. With the amount of damage he had, even with the fast repair, honestly, not too bad. And it looks like Colby Jackson is now down pit road.
So we're having a lot of drivers coming down pit road. I know we're about 40-plus laps on the in the stint right now, coming up on, I do believe, 50 laps. So it's kind of interesting we're seeing green flag pit stops already this early. But it kind of also makes a lot of sense because, I mean, tire fall off is so great at this racetrack. I mean, we're seeing some of these drivers with 2 seconds of fall off. I mean, John Lucido is exactly 2 seconds of fall off here. So does it surprise you that we're seeing drivers not really go the fuel window distance and kind of pitting earlier?
Dover is just so technical. You got to just make an audible like that. That is something that you have to do at this track because otherwise, what option do you have? If you go down pit road, a caution comes out, you're going to be trapped 2 laps down. You just have to pull the trigger.
And this battle's still going on for the lead. Now, I mean, I don't know what Carter can do here. He's essentially been in the same position for several laps, trying to battle with the 24, not quite able to get the pass completed. But you see Keegan Sabilo on the new tires driving up like these two were standing still. This could be a 3-wide scenario, and I think it will be. Oh, Sabilo gets a little bit loose on exit.
A smart move by Carter, letting off a little bit there and just getting behind so they were 2 wide on the entry. And, yeah, Sabilo right by him.
And that's going to put Sabilo, I do believe, 1 lap down. Of course, he's running about a second and a half faster than these drivers right now. So, I mean, I would not be surprised that he would be able to unlap himself. I think it's just going to be all about the math here. I mean, will it put him in a good position? Will he pit again? And I think that's really the question here because, I mean, you talked about the speed limit on pit road being 35 miles an hour. And, of course, it's a lot of math and variables. Here we go. Going on the racetrack. If Edstrom was in here, he'd make fun of me for the way I just said variable.
Well, he is the unknown variable. So, Loveland down pit road.
And it looks like Loveland, of course, finally coming down pit road, going to be taking some tires, much-needed love on the rubber there. Of course, Nathan Meyer still battling, though, with Carter Casey. When is it going to give here? I mean, if I was in Casey's shoes, I would want to possibly pop down pit road. We see the 67 trying to shoot right on by these drivers. Because, I mean, I say all these drivers on new tires, they're kind of like a driving billboard for new tires right now, seeing how the way they're able to drive right by these guys.
Yeah, I personally don't see this pass happening until the pit cycle goes through.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think that Casey might want to try to just perform really well on pit road to try to see if he can maybe make the pass on pit road. And I know Nathan Meyer has been known to make mistakes on pit road from what I recall.
What do we have here? James Harris up to P4.
Yeah, James Harris, he's actually got a lot of speed right now. 24.7 last time by. And compared to our 2 leaders, Nathan Meyer and Carter Casey, he is about 0.2 faster than them at the moment. So very good long run right now with the 55.
Thacker just getting around the lap car there that you did see in the background. Behind him is Harley just on the other side of that lap car of Kennison.
Of course, I wanted to see exactly how long these guys have been running for. 54 laps on the stint right now. As I mentioned before, fuel window is about 65 laps, give or take a couple laps. So definitely These guys are on the end of essentially what the window or their run is going to be. I think a lot of these drivers probably skating around Dover right now, surprised that they're running, I guess, this far. I mean, you're seeing the fall off, the results of this. I mean, 2 seconds of fall off here at Dover. That's going to add up. So any of these drivers that may be on any alternative strategies, I think that could possibly work with how much fall off we're seeing.
What was the fuel cycle here there, Brian?
65.
So with 65, with that would actually mean Keegan Sabilo, when he pitted, he might be in the green then when we get to the race. He probably will come out ahead of Nathan Meyer after he makes that pit, I would say.
Yeah, I think so, but I just don't know if he's going to be, doing that type of strategy and running it to the end. That's a long way to be going. So I don't know. I think Keegan's going to pit again. I think that he's
most certainly having another pit, but where we're going, it seems like these drivers will be having to pit before they make that 55 to go. So either way, these drivers will be pitting, but Keegan will have more time spent on fresh tires, gaining that time he lost from pitting early.
Yeah, and that could be his whole gamble here, and we'll see if it plays out. I do believe I see Andrew Hale is on pit road right now. He's cycling, trying to get him some fresh tires here, as I do believe we're at the halfway point of tonight's race. 75 laps remain here tonight at Dover Motor Speedway. Of course, let's take a moment and shout out another one of our sponsors here. And we'll talk about Green Mountain Grill.
Love me some
Are you
barbecue.
tired of the same old grilling routine? Elevate your barbecue game with Green Mountain Grills, the ultimate choice for enthusiasts who crave precision, performance, and mouth-watering results. Why choose Green Mountain Grills? Well, they have smart control technology, versatile cooking options, quality craftsmanship. Wood fire flavor is definitely a very big positive. Of course, easy to use and easy to clean. Now that's a big thing I think about a cooking system. I think it's being easy to clean. I think that's the one part I think we all hate. We don't mind cooking, but we hate to clean it.
We hate propane.
And of course, if you are ready to transform your outdoor cooking experience, choose Green Mountain Grills. Make sure you visit them today at greenmountaingrills.com. Definitely make sure you reach out to those guys. I know I'm always getting hungry, even thinking about some barbecue.
Yeah, Grid Vision is a propane-free household.
Well, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm a big fan of King of the Hill.
Oh, yeah, but we're propane-free. Charcoal and wood pellets.
Yeah. That's why we can't get it, because Hank Hill don't like charcoal. As we see, of course, I do believe some contact with the wall. I do believe that's the 81. If I'm not mistaken, of Harley Barletta just got into the wall. Of course, got past, I do believe, by the 13, Brian High, if I'm not mistaken. But definitely not too much damage. Doesn't look like there's actually any damage at all. So that's kind of interesting to see as we're on lap 80. Nathan Meyer's still out here. Oh, there it is. Some rear end damage. Kind of warping that that logo there. And I'm just really shocked to see, Nathan Meyer. He seems to be going for the long haul here. But I think these guys are going to be pitting very, very soon. I do believe, who is that?
Lucido.
Lucido. Now, Lucido was one that was really struggling on the longer run. So he's going to be loving this fresh set of tires on the race car. At the moment, we have 10 drivers that remain on the lead lap. Of course, Nathan Meyer is our leader. Carter Casey's in second place. He has lost some of the momentum. He's about a second back from Meyer. Cody Hemingway has caught up to Casey. He's about 2/10 back from him. James Harris, of course, is in fourth. Brian High having a really, really season-high race right here tonight. He's in fifth. Brad Thacker's in sixth. Harley Barletta, who we just saw tag the wall, he's in seventh. And, of course, I do believe actually Barletta having even more issues there. Just got passed by Sheldon Pearson. Of course, Sheldon Pearson, I do believe, raced in this series before. Took quite a bit of a hiatus, but now he's back. As we can see, Barletta still on the struggle bus, getting passed now by George Young. Of course, George Young moving up to 8th place. Definitely I say the 81's gone from bad to worse. Seems like he's got some pretty good speed, I'd say, on the short to mid run, but long run just does not seem to be benefiting him.
Yeah, it's what you risk in order to be faster. You just hope for those cautions, as we mentioned earlier, and unfortunately for Harley, it has not come. But Nick Jabowski here is down pit road.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see everybody coming down pit road here very soon. I mean, there goes, I do believe, the 10 of Cody Hemingway.
Yeah, from P3.
And this makes sense. I mean,
Yellow
a
flag.
caution flag is out.
Oh, no, it's my pick.
Does this help Cody? This actually might help Cody Hemingway here. It looks like the 4, your pick, Andrew Hale, has gone around.
I don't
and I
believe
think
it.
because Cody had came to pit road at just the perfect time, I think this might benefit him. Because he might actually cycle to the lead. This will be curious to see how this all plays out. As we look at Andrew Hale, I do believe just got held up by William Mann Jr. And, William Mann. I would not put this on William Mann.
No, that's on Hale. That is not a good pass.
Yeah, I mean, Hale, I think, really thought he was going to be cleared of William Mann, but kind of crowded William Mann Jr. down there. I mean, of course, William Mann Jr., I do believe, was on older tires.
It's not when it's not for position. Oh, there we go with the fan stand, the fan camera again. But yeah, when you're not passing and he's on older tires like that, you just have to bide your time and give him the room. You don't know, they're 50 plus laps into a run. They could slide up, no problem.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you got to give them a little bit of grace. That's for sure. So unfortunate, and Hale's going to get some front end damage as a result of that for sure. But I think now's a great time. Let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break. We see everybody's pretty much coming down pit road. We'll see where they cycle out. When we return, we'll be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Champion Power Equipment Truck Series race here at Dover Motor Speedway. Green flag's getting ready to fly once again as we enter the Geico restart zone, and there it is. Waving in the air is the green flag as Nathan Meyer up through the gears. Of course, James Harris, big move there on, of course, Carter Casey. He's going to move up to that second place position. George Young, he's all the way up to fourth right now. And I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, Young on old tires. We'll see how this kind of plays out as we see, of course, a battle going on there further back. Of course, I do believe I see Harley Barletta trying to get past Sheldon Pearson. Of course, we saw Barletta on the longer runs, not able to really be as, I do believe, quick. Well, let's see what Pearson in the 88's got. Of course, has been having a fairly quiet day. We see the 67 of Kalen Mitchell in the midst of a battle, I do believe, with, I think that's Russ Kilgore there. Of course, that they are both actually a lap down, though. Of course, 11 drivers still one lap down. Oh, big hit on the outside wall. And I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was the 88 of Pearson who smashed the outside wall.
Yeah, that wall is getting a lot of love tonight. That is for sure.
Well, I think when they talk about Miles the Monster, I think the wall is kind of what they're referring to. Because, I mean, that wall, ooh, a little bit of touching, a little bit of beating and banging. That's that RG Bargy you were talking about. As, of course, Kalen Mitchell, I do believe, getting involved, I think, with Cody Hemingway. Of course, Hemingway is a lap down. I thought that caution was going to help Hemingway. It really did not. It actually did the exact opposite, put him a lap down. Of course, Nathan Meyer in control, half a second lead right now over James Harris as we have less than 60 laps to go here toward the end.
Yeah, that 35-mile-an-hour pit lane, it really does slow you down. Even if most other tracks you're able to get in, get your pit cycle done, not here.
Now, I do want to correct myself. I misspoke earlier. I said George Young is probably on older tires. He actually isn't. He's on the same exact tires these other drivers are. Oh, problems. The 13 of Brian High turned into the inside wall hard. No, there's the caution. I was getting ready to say no caution for that. What a dramatic accident there. Man, Brian High is going to have some significant damage as we see. Let's take a look at this. And you see High right here getting passed by Barletta. And I think High just came a little too low off of that wall. He was trying to avoid it. I would assume, I guarantee if we probably looked in his eyes, he was probably trying to avoid that wall. And unfortunately, there was a car underneath it.
Yeah, just the exact same thing that we saw earlier. Hits the wall there, and yeah, he is, well, he bounced. He went full Bumble there.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for sure for Brian High, and definitely going to impair his vehicle, I'd say. Hopefully he's got a faster pair left over. We'll see if that's the case. If he's hit the wall earlier in this race and accidentally used it, that could be something we see happen. I mean, I know I've seen it. I've done it myself. I mean, you know, hit the wall at a track like Dover, not have too much damage, and go to pit and maybe accidentally use that fast pair. I hope that's not what happened there with High. Hopefully he still has it available to him. But this is an interesting. I don't think we're going to see anybody pit here. I don't foresee that. And we've only been out for about 5 or so laps under green. It looks like Cody Hemingway, though, is going to get a lucky dog here. So good for him. He's going to get back on the lead lap. We saw Sheldon Pearson come down pit road. I think he's going to take a set of tires.
Same with Jason Loveland on pit road. But as these cars pace around the track, let's take a look at what is coming up this week on Grid Vision. Tomorrow, we do have the Thunderclap iRacing Series. They will be at Dover as well. They'll be racing the trucks just like tonight. So slightly bigger field than we have tonight, but it will be equally as good of action. Then next month, we have Thursday Night Thunder returning with the SRX car. Friday, Dover. those Cup cars. They've been putting on a great show at Dover. I don't think we'll have as many pro drivers in NIS as we did yesterday. We had 10 people, Brian, 10 pro drivers in the race
Wow.
last night. SOF of 7,000 some. And then on
Whoa.
Saturday, racing from Talladega, it is the Mad Charity Race, actually put on by James Harris and the guys here at Champion. So we will be doing that for our friends here.
Well, that's awesome for sure. And man, that Thunder Thursday Night Thunder sounds really cool. SRX, and of course, I always have loved the Thunderclap series. And I tell you, I got nothing but love for those guys. I mean, just awesome group of guys. And I've even gotten, I don't mean to boast or anything, but I've even gotten messages from those guys saying that, hey man, we'd love for you to come back and call the Thunderclap, and I hate to let them down.
You are missed, Brian. You are missed. But I just wanted to mention thank you to Sebastian Seacrest for watching the broadcast today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I do see you there. And who are we danging? Was that Brian High there who just went around, Sebastian?
Yeah, I would assume that's probably what he's talking about, but hopefully he'll get back to us and answer us, of course. As things have heated up here, we're getting ready to have, I do believe, 50 laps to go here at, of course, Dover Motor Speedway. Definitely has been an exciting race thus far, I'd say. What do you think, Austin? Do you think you've been having fun? Looks like we do have an answer. Yeah, unfortunate wreck for him, Brian High.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Sorry, that did make me lose my train of thought. What was the question, Brian?
I was just saying, what you've been thinking so far of the Dover race here tonight? I mean, has it lived up to your expectations?
I always expect the best from the Champion Power Equipment Truck Series, and at Dover being these guys, when they do come to these short tracks, they put on great shows, and Dover is one of my absolute favorite tracks on the service.
Yeah, it's a fast track, but it takes quite a lot of skill to get this right. Very interesting decision here from Nathan Meyer, electing, I do believe, to start on the top side here. Of course, I like this call. Of course, I think no matter where you start at as the leader, you're going to have the advantage. But I think this is going to give him a little bit better of a launch. We'll see how this plays out. Of course, James Harris, if he times Myers' launch here, though, this could be a huge opportunity for the 55 if he's able to get underneath the 24 on the line.
Yeah, we've seen James just slowly work his way back up to the front, and now I do expect him to have something to show to our leader there, Nathan Meyer.
100%. And look at George Young. I mean, sitting in that top 3 position at the moment. William Mann Jr., he's in 5th. Brad Thacker 6th. I mean, these guys, you talk about improvement. You are so right. As the green flag is back out in the air, and what a jump for Meyer. No wonder he started up on the top. What a launch there for the 24. And, of course, now James Harris tries to catch up, I guess, as he essentially left his gas pedal at home apparently here tonight. As, of course, he gets by George Young, and it takes second place. Carter Casey now files his way up to the back of the 48. As, of course, we get now 50 laps to go here at Dover. Yep. Harley Barletta trying to work his way forward up to Brian Thacker's back bumper. And looks like Casey has taken third.
Yeah, that Reese's truck. Oh, looks in the background there. We have, looks like Tyler Meeks going around.
No.
Another caution.
And that is what we were afraid of here. Cautions breeding cautions. It looks like Tyler Meeks. Well, we haven't really talked about the 7 a lot here tonight. He's been having a fantastic season. I do believe 4th in the points right now. Has been really, really consistent and has really, he's been another one. I mean, I think the main thing we could talk about in this season has just been the improvements. And look at this. We haven't seen a spin like this, I don't believe, tonight. That one's purely handling.
Yeah, just probably if we take a look on the cockpit view here, we probably will see him with a little bit more left input than we would normally expect coming off of the corner here.
Because he didn't actually touch anybody. That's not what caused him to spin. It looked like, I think he was just overdriving the vehicle. Yeah, right there.
Too much gas, not enough right.
Well, and that's the thing about a track like Dover. It's very easy to do something like that. I mean, it's deceptively fast. You can go through these corners, and the way the banking is, it feels so, I'd say, comfortable. Like you're capable of going incredibly fast until the car lets loose, and once it happens, it's impossible to correct. And you could see that there was no saving that.
Oh no, it happens just too quick here.
And I do believe we saw a little bit of a call there from Keegan Sabilo jumping down pit road to grab a set of tires. Now, this is kind of a desperation call. I like it. I really do. I think this is a time that we're getting in that last, third of the race. This is the time to make those kind of calls.
Yeah, you just got back on the lead lap from the caution before this one, getting the lucky dog. And now we are going to see Keegan actually be able to battle for a top 10 position.
Yeah, and that's going to be what he's going to need. I mean, I do believe right now he's second in the points. Of course, 9 points trailing, I do believe, behind Nathan Meyer, who has been the dominator this season. And it's the same in this race right now. I mean, he is dominating at the moment. He's led, I do believe, the most laps, started on the pole. He's clearly been, I think, the odds-on favorite for a championship this season, but things can change so quickly in the Champion Power Equipment Truck Series, considering we have such a variety of racetracks that we go to. Of course, next week, I do believe we're heading to Kansas, if I'm not mistaken. So, and we've even been to road courses, short tracks. So, definitely a lot of different racetracks. I know the championship race is actually going to be settled at Gateway. What a track to have a championship battle for there.
Yeah, that is a very odd, different track to have them. We do have 5 races left in the season. It is a 12-week season. Kansas next week, then the Lady in Black, Darlington, North Wilkesboro right after, then Charlotte and Gateway. So some exciting action coming here in the following weeks here on Grid Vision.
Yeah, Darlington, I ain't even got to go anywhere. I just drive down the road and be right at the racetrack.
Well, if you don't start off that broadcast by saying this is my favorite track, this is my local track, something to that effect, I will be very disappointed.
Well, I mean, I usually be known to do that.
Well, yeah, it's a catchphrase. And mine's
Oh, it's been a pleasure calling the race with you, Austin, for sure. And I think we just tell Edstrom to stay home all the time.
I'm good. We'll get him. I like having 2 Austins in here.
That's right. A little bit of Austin. He's going to hear me say that in the broadcast, and he's going to be very upset with me because he's like, "What'd you say, Brian? I can't believe you said that."
He won't be able to vocalize it. He went too hard at Talladega this past weekend.
Screaming at Talladega.
Well, did you see social media this weekend? It looked like it was a pretty wild time there. That's for sure. Stuff we can't talk about on broadcast.
Well, I mean, just the race itself.
Well, I meant the infield at night before the race.
Oh, I don't know about that. I didn't see anything like that.
Let's just say it was a wild weekend.
I'll take your word for it. Pace car lights are out, though. We're filing down the backstretch here at Dover Motor Speedway. Miles the Monster is very, very happy here tonight. Cautions have bred cautions. Let's see if that continues to be the case. Of course, Nathan Meyer, once again, electing to start up on the top of the racetrack here. And curious to see if this is going to continue to play out for him. Of course, a lot of these drivers are on a little bit older tires, not too old. We have not had a whole lot of long greens here in the last third of this race. And there is that green flag. Of course, Meyer up through the gears, crosses the start-finish line. He's going to enter turn 1 and 2 uncontested. James Harris able to get by Brad Thacker. Of course, big battle, though, going on for 4th place. Carter Casey and William Mann Jr. were side by side. Oh, big hit on the wall. William Mann Jr. smashes the outside wall and somehow keeps going the right way. I mean, I thought that was going to be – I thought we were getting ready to wad the field up, and you can see William Mann just absolutely has wrecked, I do believe, one of those tires and is causing all kinds of handling woes.
Hey, I'm down for a sequel of Tokyo Drift if it's starring William Mann Jr.
I mean, it looks like he's definitely – I don't think that car – I think that truck – that was such a hard hit. I don't think it's over yet for him. As, of course, we see Carter Casey took evasive maneuvers. He knew that William Mann was getting ready to spin out and didn't, of course. Casey able to defend against Brad Thacker. Now you see Harley Barletta, of course, moves up into the 4th place position. Nathan Meyer has a little bit of company here. James Harris is closing in, and you can see Myers running a little bit of a different groove. Harris is wrapping around the bottom, while it looks like Myers kind of holding a little bit more of a car length above the bottom.
Yeah, well, we know Harris is good at almost every track that we do come to. He does have his favorites, like Texas. And, well, he did just break, finally, that long losing streak. But now that he has broken that, I do expect us to see a bit more confidence coming out of James Harris. And maybe he could get another victory or two before the end of the season.
Yeah, and look at, I mean, he's really putting a lot of pressure right now on Meyer, and I feel like Harris has got pretty good long run pace too. I mean, we saw him with 60-something laps on his tires, and was actually starting to make a lot of progress, I'd say. So wouldn't be surprised that we'll see Harris really make something happen here. But he is directly in the dirty air of Meyer, though, and that could very easily cause him to maybe prematurely burn those tires up. We'll see if that's going to be the case. Of course, Meyer has been incredibly good at defending. You see how close Harris just got to the outside wall there. And I think that's what all Meyer has to do is just be able to defend.
Yeah, well, I like to say Harris does have a chance today because none of us picked him.
That is true. Most of the time when we pick him, that is when he does not win. As we see Cody Hemingway driving by, I do believe William Mann Jr. Of course, Mann Jr. shockingly still driving that truck after hitting the wall, but it looks like Hemingway, of course, after being a lap down, has worked his way back up into 7th place. He's going to see if he can work his way up to Loveland. I do believe William Mann Jr. Sorry, we were just looking at Keegan Sabilo. I do believe we see Sheldon Pearson in the midst of a fight there with Andrew Hale. Of course, Hale, I do believe, is 1 lap down at the moment. Ooh, what was that? Somebody's getting into the wall. I do believe that might be William Mann Jr. again. William Mann just having a ton of handling woes at the moment.
That is Russ Kilgore, who we see bounce off the wall there.
Oh. Okay, so, yeah, I was getting confused because I saw a black car, did not see the blue there. And, of course, he is a lap down. At the moment, we do have 13 drivers on the lead lap, John Lucido being the last one on the lead lap. You have a pretty big battle starting to heat up there for 6th place. James Loveland trying to hold off Cody Hemingway. See Hemingway not too far off the back end right here. Of course, Brad Thacker as well has, I do believe Hemingway not too far off of him as well. So I think this battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th starting to heat up.
We get a nice view of Hemingway as he tries to make something happen on Loveland here. He does get to the inside, and it looks like he will actually be able to make that pass on the inside, something that we haven't seen a whole lot of tonight there, Brian.
Yeah, we haven't been able to see a lot of drivers really get the momentum on exit, and it looks like the 10 was able to do just that. And I know Hemingway is fast. I mean, we saw him qualify, I do believe, up in 2nd place, gave Nathan Meyer a pretty tough time in the first third of this race. But one thing we got to keep in mind as well is the rubber has gotten laid down on this racetrack quite a bit. Of course, iRacing recently, last few months, I do believe a couple months ago, has started to use that dynamic track to where rubber gets laid down in the specific grooves that these drivers are running in now. And we've turned quite a few laps now. So I wouldn't be surprised if the track is handling way different than we had in the beginning.
Next update, rain delays, washes the rubber off.
Is that right?
Yeah, that'll make a great simulation service.
Cody Hemingway now to the inside of Harley Barletta. He's, of course, now going for 4th place. Makes that pass look easy. It's going to possibly open the door for, I do believe, James Loveland. Loveland is going to take over 5th place. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from these 2 new drivers, Cody Hemingway and Loveland. Now, they're new to me, I should say. I don't recall seeing them. But if they continue to race in this series, I think that could up the competition level even more. I mean, one thing about Champion is it's very difficult to win a race in this series. And if you add more competition, that makes it even more difficult. As I believe someone's down pit road.
Yeah, Lucido down pit road.
Oh, no. John Lucido has been having a really good season. This is not a good day for him, it doesn't appear. This is going to be some points that I don't think he's going to want to miss.
Yeah, it's been a rough second half of the race here as we do just take lap 121 of 150. We are nearing the end of the race tonight.
And of course, John Lucido is 5th place in the points. I don't know where he'll be after this race, considering that's going to be a bad finish. And with short seasons like this, Austin, you can't have one bad finish.
No, you cannot. It's every race counts. You'll see it from people like Andrew Hale who are not able to make it every single race this season. And it's very hard for you to battle for that championship if you are not here every single week.
I mean, even just having a bad finish, I mean, could clearly mess you up for sure. But you're right. I mean, even just missing a race. As Cody Hemingway charging his way through the field, just got by Carter Casey, and now is going to try to challenge James Harris. Cody Hemingway, I'm wondering if he must have taken tires here recently.
We'll pull up pit strategy here.
At it right now. And I do believe he pitted, of course, he has 20 laps on his tires, while the rest of the drivers around him have about 36, 37 laps on his tires, on their tires. So he's running about a tenth or two faster than them a lap. So this explains why we were wondering how he was able to make those passes look so easy. It's because he's on newer tires.
Yeah, I'm going to see Keegan Sabilo with a similar strategy, just sitting behind here in P6. Moved all the way up from P11 since the drop of the green flag.
That's a good point. He was another one that did take that strategy. Now, he's being a little bit more cautious than Cody Hemingway and James Loveland, because Loveland, I do believe, is on the same strategy as well. But I think Keegan's like, hey, you know, we still got 25 laps to go. I still want to have tire left at the end of this thing. Of course, Keegan is about 1.8 seconds back from our leader, as Loveland is going to make that pass for 3rd place.
Yeah, Harris starting to fall off a little bit. But as we've seen, long run, Harris is a bit better. But that 16-lap difference probably will be the actual difference here if we do stay green to the end. And I said it.
Yellow flag.
I said it.
Yeah, and yellow flag, that's going to change everything. If I'm in Myers' shoes, if I'm in Harris' shoes, I'm popping down pit road and taking a set of tires. I'm wondering what happened here.
Ooh, Taylor. Very rough looking.
Like, yeah, Jason Taylor, heavy damage on that race car. And he was one that I really, you know, we've seen him improve so much. Ooh, that was close for the 67 right there. But yeah, you can tell Taylor. I think that truck, you can see he's got a lot of broke stuff.
He broke it in his truck.
It's broke it. Oh, let's see exactly what happened here to the 15. His truck's fine, and all of a sudden,
oh, that was unexpected.
Not even his fault. It was the 67 of Kalen Mitchell. So I think we have another replay to look at. How did the 67 end up doing that to the 15? I think is the question we're going to have to ask.
Yeah, we'll just try and find Mitchell here on our scoring pylon, and we will get that replay here. Oh, a little bit too soon yet.
But I think we definitely got a little bit more information there. It involves Brian High in the 13. I could see that. I mean, and Brian High, of course, had used his faster pair already, if I'm not mistaken. So this is definitely not good. See right here, little. Ooh, I think Brian just got a little too close to the 67.
We'll most certainly get another view of that one to try and see who is at fault.
I mean, just from that view, it looks like I definitely would think the 13 kind of just got a little too close to the 67 there. The 67 didn't seem to come down.
No.
I think the 13 clearly kind of just got a little too close for comfort.
I agree. That looks like that was what caused that incident. One more view from the nose there of Kalen.
And unfortunately, Jason Taylor just in the wrong place at the wrong time here. Just, oh, such a hard hit for Jason Taylor. I mean, that's effectively, I'd assume, going to end his race. He's now 3 laps down. I want to mention, I do believe the majority of the field has popped down pit road 4 tires.
And look who's back on the lead lap.
Andrew Hale, your pick is back on the lead lap. Everybody, though, is on the same amount of tires right now. As we're coming up, I do believe we're going to have 20 laps to go, probably a little bit less than 20 laps to go. While we have a moment, I think now's a good time. We'll shout out another one of our partners here with Champion Power Equipment. Of course, that being Blackstone Management. Blackstone Management Partners guarantees an unrivaled one-on-one approach with every client, providing them with solutions and services required to keep their dynamic brands thriving and one step ahead of the ever-changing consumer marketplace. Blackstone comprises expertise in marketing, communications, talent management, and event management. Working with their clients, they not only use traditional but state-of-the-art platforms, including mobile marketing, experimental marketing, and cause-driven marketing. Visit them at bsmpartners.com today to find out more how they could possibly help your business.
And there's one thing I love, it's cause-driven marketing.
For sure. I just absolutely love cause-driven marketing. I mean, don't even really know what it is, but assuming, I don't know.
Almost as much
It's
as
got to be good, though.
I love cause-driven marketing as much as I dislike propane.
Okay. Well, here we go. Pace car lights have gone out, and I do believe we are going to have a 20-lap run to the end. And I think in a lot of ways that means these drivers really don't have to worry about saving tire.
Oh no, it is, well, for lack of a better term, it is balls to the walls the rest of the way.
Yeah, I mean, 20 laps is not a long run. And, of course, I mean, I think towards the end of the run, you could maybe suffer from tire wear if you push it too hard. But I definitely don't think anybody's going to be conserving a ton. Nathan Meyer, though, has led almost the entire race, the majority of the race thus far. Can he continue to hold on to it as we get ready to enter the Geiger restart zone? And there it is. Green flag is out. Oh, Cody Hemingway. He had a little bit of a tricky start there. Almost got spun by Keegan Sabilo. 3 wide. Look at the move from James Harris. Harris just took him 3 wide on the bottom and passed Mr. Loveland like he wasn't moving. What a move for the 55.
Yeah, Loveland in P6 as of right now. He was not moving, apparently.
Caution flag back out.
Another caution.
And I do believe Brian High is going to be the driver we're probably going to want to look at here. That possibly might have something to do with this caution.
We'll go to the Grid Vision chopper and take a look and see what we can see.
Caution flag essentially coming out right after the green flag flew. Oh, and it looks like High, I think you see William Mann Jr. was below High there. And I think High might have came down. I don't know. I don't want to put the blame square on the High. I'd have to maybe see a different view on it. I mean, they were just getting ready to enter the corner there. You see right here.
Engine. Great camera.
Engine blow?
No. We saw the engine of the car that wrecked them there from that camera view.
I'm glad we were able to see what kind of package, they were running inside the race car. Truck, I should say. Sorry, Justin.
Yeah, the race trucks. They are race trucks. They are not race cars.
This is gonna. No one. I don't believe, except for people that have damage, of course. People that have damage maybe pit and get some damage repaired. But I don't foresee anybody really pitting that doesn't have damage. I foresee that, and this also is going to make this a lot easier of a run to the end. I don't think we're going to see any saving of tires. This is going to be foot to the floor racing here at Dover.
Yeah, we're looking like we'll have about a 14-lap shootout, given in that it's green to the end.
And I think we're getting ready to see probably the fastest laps here, I think, that we've seen all night. Everybody's going to be trying to do everything they can to get as many positions as they can. And I think that could cause more chaos, I think. Well, James Harris was maybe peeking. He was playing some games there. I thought he was going down pit road. but I think he was trying to maybe trick some other drivers, and I don't think anyone fell for it.
I tricked myself into going down pit road once. I went down trying to make the whole field go, and then my roommate yelled my name, and I looked, and all of a sudden I was on pit road.
Oh, no.
It was a horrible time.
That definitely sounds like a big, big mistake.
Well, yeah, now we don't have a roommate, so.
Yeah, iRacing's so serious. You got to kick him out. You can't live with me no more.
Exactly.
You made me go down pit road. Well, let's take a quick look at the top 10. Of course, Nathan Meyer in the lead. Cody Hemingway, in his first start, to my knowledge, is running in second. Keegan Sabilo has been all throughout this field. He's been back in outside of the top 15. He's been up in the top 3. And, of course, he's in third right now. James Harris is in fourth. Carter Casey fifth. James Loveland sixth. Harley Barletta sits in seventh right now. Brad Thacker eighth. Sheldon Pearson's in ninth. George Young right now holds that 10th place position. I do believe we'll see the pace car lights go out this time by. We'll see how we're going to settle this. I do believe we're going to have, if I'm not mistaken, a 15-lap shootout.
Yeah, 15, not 14 as I initially anticipated without the cars coming down. We do get back to green a little bit earlier.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I love to get back to green just a little bit earlier, and I'm sure Nathan Meyer ready to get this thing all sealed up. And this would be, this is a historic season for this driver. I mean, if he wins this thing, it'll be 4 race wins, and that's double the next guy. Next driver, I do believe, has 2 wins. And if Nathan Meyer scores 4, that's double what the next driver has. And I just think it's almost like the 24 is unstoppable here.
He has been driving fantastic ever since he did put on that Crown Royale paint scheme there.
100%. And I do believe, it also, he's got Thomas Meyer on the back deck lid there, I do believe, in honor of his father, if I'm not mistaken, his late father. So definitely think that helps him motivation-wise. There goes the pace car down pit road. We're getting ready to get this thing back underway. Nathan Meyer electing to start on the bottom this time around. Very interesting decision here. Green flag is back out in the air, and still no trouble there for Nathan Meyer. Up through the gears, and here comes a 3-wide move already. Oh, big problems. Hits there from Carter Casey, Keegan Sabilo. Caution flag does not fly. Carter Casey, he took him 3 wide, and unfortunately, he was the big loser in that whole deal.
I'll most certainly get a replay of that bump again here in just a moment, but Nathan Meyer just driving away as of right now.
Yeah, for sure, and what an accident right there. I mean, I love the decision there for Casey. He was really that could have been a race-winning move right there to trying to take 3 wide on the initial start, but unfortunately did not work out for him. Let's take a look back at this, and I want to watch James Harris because I feel like Harris might have gotten into Sabilo here.
Yes, he did.
Yep, you see Harris. Harris did not realize they were 3 wide, and I think came down into Sabilo and hit Sabilo down into Casey.
Oh,
and yellow flag is back out. And I'm not sure what the yellow, I think it might be William Mann Jr. possibly. I see that he has lost quite a bit of position.
Yeah, quite a bit of position, some damage there on the right side, so let's see what happens.
Could be maybe some contact. Yeah, a little bit of contact there with Carter Casey.
Once again, looks
fortunately, though, for William Mann Jr., he missed the inside wall and the outside wall.
Yeah, can't ask for much more, but it looks like another one of those cases of getting close to the wall, turning left a little bit, and it being just a little bit too much.
No, I definitely 100% agree. Just take a look at this, and there was a little bit of error in between them as well. So, but yeah, look at how fortunate though William Mann is. I mean, he barely misses the inside wall, and also barely misses the outside wall. But that's not going to help him, though, when it comes to track position. He's going to be all the way back, I think, in 15th. He has elected to come down pit road. You see Carter Casey has elected to come down pit road. looks like I do believe we're going to have ourselves an even shorter shootout to the end here. Nathan Meyer, of course, still leads. And I think that these shootouts, these little green flag, little pockets of green flag, I should say, have really been conducive to, I do believe, Nathan's success here. Even though he's been fast on the longer runs too, but I think it's just huge at this track to control the restarts.
Oh, when you get to dictate the start, you get to and you have that much of the Geico restart zone. You can take off short one time, get ahead, or then everyone's piling up the next time, and you take off late and still get ahead. And then when the yellow comes out, it's not enough time for these drivers to make up that time that you get off by getting ahead off the start, like we've seen the past 3 or 4 restarts now.
100%. And I feel like if we come down to a green-white checkered, I think Nathan Meyer has got it. I mean, there's unless he just makes a horrific misstep, that's the only thing that could happen that could take this away from him. If it comes down to a short run to the end like that. Unless someone's really able to predict when he goes.
I do really feel like Cody Hemingway may have what it takes to have a good restart. He's had 3 attempts now at trying to be equal with Nathan Meyer. So I do expect this time for him to actually time it back. And hello to Mr. Jurassic in the chat.
Jordan Jurassic. Wow, that's a name I haven't seen before. Definitely glad to, or haven't seen in a while, I should say. Of course, I remember Mr. Jurassic, fantastic driver in the Thunderclap series, if I'm not mistaken.
He's one of the guys who's like, is Brian coming back? Got to get Brian back. See, he misses you.
Was he?
He misses you, man.
What?
We got to get you back.
What?
Thunderclap for come
Yes,
visit.
I see his comments right now. That's so sweet. Thank you, Jordan. I see your comments, buddy. I appreciate the love, man, but got to be honest, Wednesdays I'm busy on Wednesdays.
Well, we'll have to have you come in for maybe be the third man one night if you're off.
Well, I mean, yeah, if I get out of church in a good enough time, I'll come in and pop in and maybe just hang out.
Just come in and be like, they're wrecking, even if they're not.
And it looks like the pace car lights have gone out. We're getting ready to get this thing back underway. As, of course, Nathan Meyer in charge right now, in command, as we're going to have, I do believe, an 8-lap shootout. Can Cody Hemingway time it up right?
Jordan, they are race trucks. They are not race cars. They are race trucks.
Here we go. Going down the backstretch. We still have just a couple corners. I thought we were getting ready to go green right there, but I saw that blue cone. I was like, wait a second.
Wrong one.
NAS truck, that's right. You know, that's actually a cooler name than, NASCAR Truck Series. NAS Truck Series.
The National Automotive Series of Truck. I guess the T can't be truck. I don't know. I've never been good at acronyms.
But here we go. I hated to cry wolf there just a moment ago, but here we go for real this time.
I don't believe you.
24. Into the green flag zone here, and there it is. What a start from Harris. Very great restart there from James Harris, able to really catch Cody Hemingway off guard. And look at here. Here comes Keegan Sabilo. Going to try to sail his way up to third. Oh, big hit on the outside wall from Hemingway. As Nathan Meyer might actually have some competition here. James Harris is really starting to reel in our leader.
He wants it.
Oh, he desperately wants it. Oh, he touches the bottom there, the apron. This is not the track. You can't even touch that thing at all because it will cause that truck to have all sorts of handling woes.
You can't touch anything here. Just the concrete.
Yeah. The banking change to that apron is incredible. But look at this. Cody Hemingway. What a recovery for him. Oh, I thought he was going to be able to challenge Sabilo, but then he just all of a sudden, I think, had some type of handling condition just all of a sudden hit him.
Well, Keegan
James
was
Loveland,
pushing.
though. Yeah, Keegan was pushing, I do believe, Loveland, though, trying to tackle, I do believe, Harley Barletta. Barletta, of course, with a big surge of speed as well. These guys are battling hard. They know it's the end of the race. Now less than 5 laps to go at Dover Motor Speedway. Can Nathan Meyer hold on? He's led the majority of the laps, but we know how Champion Power Equipment is this series. I mean, we know how this series is. You could lead the majority of the race and lose on the last couple laps. We have seen it time and time again, and one driver that in particular has had that happen to him time and time again is James Harris.
Yes, we've seen a really bad streak of luck for James Harris, but that's all in the back mirror, and all he has in front of him is Nathan Meyer to get that second dub of the season.
And now we have 3 laps to go. Coming up to 2 to go as Harris trying to do everything he can to try to work his way up to Meyer. Last time by, they were incredibly close in lap time. I just don't know if Harris has got what it takes. But then again, I mean, Meyer, does he fold to the pressure? As here we see Cody Hemingway challenging the 77. Oh, they're racing hard right now. Do we make it to the white flag? As we see James Loveland as well pushing Cody Hemingway around the 77. But I do believe we have the white flag waving, and the next flag will end it. Nathan Meyer with 0.3 of a second lead right now.
Loveland has crashed.
I think he's got it. Loveland has crashed from what we're hearing. He is now back into 15th. And unfortunately, I do believe Loveland in his first start, very impressive performance, but not going to be able to finish it up. And Nathan Meyer will win at Dover Motor Speedway, and he will have 4 wins on this season. How about that? He has double the wins. Everybody else. James Harris comes up and gives a little congratulatory tag as we're looking at the accident here, and it looks like James Loveland and Keegan Sobilo get a little bit involved there. Probably going to be some tempers flaring over that one. But what a historic season for Nathan Meyer. 4 wins. This is definitely shaping up to be a dominant season for the 24.
Fantastic driving by Nathan Meyer this season in the Champion Power Equipment Truck Series. And now he gets to celebrate by burning it down and smashing the rear end into the pit wall.
We don't need this truck.
You don't need past inspection.
Definitely not, because we should make him definitely try to inspect that truck, because that thing was quick all night long. He was good on the long run. He was good on the short run. Didn't matter what kind of run. I mean, he was in control all race long. Qualified from the pole, so I do believe he got the maximum amount of points you can get here tonight. And of course, he was already the points leader coming into tonight's race, so this is going to be a huge victory for him, as he, of course, is going to do a Polish victory lap. But with that, I think we'll go ahead and take a brief step away. We'll come back and, of course, look over our race results. Be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Champion Power Equipment Truck Series. Definitely going to be thinking about this one for a long time. Nathan Meyer gets his 4th win here in the series, now at Dover Motor Speedway. let's take a quick look at the unofficial race results. Of course, Meyer getting his fourth win of the season. James Harris finishing second, so going to be some great points here for him. Cody Hemingway in his first start of the series is going to be finishing third, so really awesome performance there for him. Andrew Hale, our producer's pick, he rallies and finishes fourth. Carter Casey fifth. Keegan Sobilo sixth place. Harley Barletta in seventh. Brad Thacker, really impressive, 8th place. William Mann Jr., after hitting the wall very hard, somehow finishes 9th. Kalen Mitchell finishes in 10th place.
Russ Kilgore, P11. Sheldon Pearson in P12. Georgie Young coming home in P13. Tyler Meeks recovering to 14th after his spin out there. Brian High in P15. 16, James Loveland and Nick Chabowski in 17th. Dan Hellwig in 18th. 19, Ray Kennison. John Lucido in 20th, and rounding out the field is Jason Taylor in 21st and Colby Jackson in P22.
All right, with that, we're going to go ahead and get into our interviews here. Of course, we're going to start off with our third place finish here, Cody Hemingway. Now, Cody, I do believe this is your first race in this series. I could very well be wrong because I have been wrong in the past. It's your first race in my eyes. How are you, though? Third place. Great job.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Definitely not my first race, but definitely my first not forgettable race, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, I haven't found the speed lately, but yeah, it's good to come in third, and good track. It's a fun long run track, and good to have some long green flag runs.
Well, I know I don't think we've seen you on our broadcast before, so maybe, did you run in this series maybe over a year ago or so?
No, I think I did. Last race was Talladega, was it?
Oh, okay. So you ran last week then.
Yep.
Okay.
And
okay.
Yep.
My bad, man. I'm sorry about that. My brain sometimes shuts off, but definitely great job to you, Cody. I mean, especially at a track like Dover. I mean, this is a tough racetrack. What did it take, do you think, to be as good as you were? Because I think if you had been in the right positions, you could have won this race.
Yeah, it was surprising actually in practice. I just in qualifying, I didn't think I had the speed the leaders had, and then I don't know what changed during the race. Maybe it was my line. I ran entered high into 3 and 4, and that seemed to manage the tires a little bit better. The same with 1 and 2, and just figuring stuff out during the race. It's always good to do that, and I think I just I found that out in the first green flag run and kept with it, and it seemed to be working.
Yeah, it definitely did. It seemed like you got better as the run went on, and of course you are fighting quite hard with other drivers there for that third place. So definitely very well earned third place, I'd say, and you could have easily won this race. Of course, if Nathan Meyer, who has been a dominator all season, hadn't been there. But next week we're going to Kansas. I mean, do you feel like you're going to be able to carry this momentum into that mile and a half?
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. It's a fun track. I know these trucks, Kansas, is a lot of drafting, a little bit of pack racing. So yeah, it should be a good time. We'll see. A lot of good drivers in here. It looks like good broadcast, good team. So excited.
All right, Cody. Who can we give a shout out to after your third place finish?
My wife, my daughters. They're awesome. Keep me going. You guys for this awesome broadcast. Good lead, good group of drivers, and that's it really.
All right. Well, thanks for your time, Cody. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
All righty. That, of course, was Cody Hemingway. Next up, our producer is going to be talking to our second place finisher, James Harris.
James, it's Darby in the booth. How are you today?
Not too bad. Had a pretty good race today.
Yeah, it was very exciting to see you in the Legion truck there, battling it. Tell us about the race and what caused you to go in the back of the field and how you're able to get back up for a P2 finish tonight.
Yeah, we started that race just kind of trying to manage our tires, and then some dummy behind the wheel of the 55 sped on pit road. So we had to start in the back, but we had that long run, man. That was a blast, using tire management to come up from 19th, I believe, to 4th before that caution come out. And it was a very fun race. Very fun race.
Yeah, that was some fantastic tire management. We did see, as we had that long run, that you were able to make up a lot of positions. But next week, we are off to Kansas. How are you feeling about the track next week?
Man, Kansas, I'm usually pretty good at. I used to kind of be just mediocre there, but I started practice a few weeks ago, and when it was last in iRacing for public races, I think I got a couple wins. So I'm pretty confident next week. The only thing that sucks is, all season, me, Nathan, and Keegan have been really close in points, but Dega being Dega last week kind of screwed that up for me. But we did gang on Keegan tonight some, so I think at this point, unless Nathan has something catastrophic happen, we're probably racing for second. But overall, we've had a good season so far. We're going to keep up the momentum next week at Kansas.
Oh, better not catch you in the pit lane next week cutting brake lines. But with that said, who would you like to thank for who makes it happen for you?
Yeah, if you see a champion uniform around Nathan's truck, just pan away from it. My wife, Courtney, she's been fantastic. She supports my habit, and I'm actually about to build a race-specific rig with a computer with 3 monitors, and she's allowing me to go that crazy with it, so I love her very much. And Kevin Kersher, Blackstone Management, Champion Power Equipment, GMG, and Allegiant on our truck tonight. That truck is so sexy. If you don't like that paint scheme, then you're a blonde. But you guys put on a good broadcast for it, and we appreciate it.
Well, we love calling the races for you and Champion. We were mentioned earlier. We just turned 1 year, and just want to say thank you for coming along with us and being I would say the Premier League that we have here on Grid Vision. So thank you for that.
Awesome. It's a good relationship, and hopefully it lasts for many more years to come.
All right, have a good one. We will see you next week. Hopefully have a chat with you in the booth.
I appreciate it.
Alrighty, that was James Harris, driver of the 55 machine, of course, finishing in second place. Next up, the dominator of the season, now up to 4 victories, double the wins of anybody else right now. Nathan, I mean, come on, man.
Yes,
Let
sir.
somebody else win, brother.
Hell no!
Check your brakes
too much
next
fun
week.
winning, man. Really, I think it should be 3-0 if I could held on to it at Texas. But yeah, Dover is one of my favorite tracks, and it showed today. And it's kind of easy to keep the lead once you have it on the restarts because you start in first gear and you can just kind of zoom away and get that lead. But yeah, it was a good race.
It was, and of course, you could probably say that the reason you won was because you had control of those restarts, but you had to do a 60-something lap run as well. So, I mean, you showed that you still had the long run pace. I mean, of course, Carter Casey did make you earn it quite a bit. I mean, walk us through what is it like to prepare for a race like this? I mean, the tire wear was drastic.
Yeah, I did some official races this morning just to kind of get a feel of it, but of course none of the races even as long as that green flag run we had. And so he was catching me, I think it was about a second and a half back. He just slowly caught up, and then he got to my inside 2 or 3 times, and I just kept pinching him down a little bit to keep it, because I knew if I lost the lead there, he was gone. And then eventually I was able to pull away again at the end of the run before that caution came out. But yeah, that was good racing. When we get those green flag runs, it's a lot of fun to see kind of the different people move to the front, who's a little bit better at saving or better under the braking zone. So yeah, eventually I figured out that I just needed a little break to get me turned, and it worked out. And Carter's a real clean racer, so it was fun racing side by side.
It was definitely fun watching you, Nathan. I mean, just what a masterclass of a race you put on. I mean, I think you led the most laps by far, far and away, probably over half the race, maybe even more than that. But just fantastic show. I know you got probably the most points you probably could get out of a race. So this kind of puts you in a points position that I think the only thing that can really you'd have to have a bunch of terrible races in a row in order for them to even have a chance at the championship. So what is that? What kind of mindset is that? What kind of mindset does that put you in?
It makes me feel good. I've been with these guys on and off since 2020, so it's cool to finally be up here and racing for one, and finally attending all the races. And my worst place finish this year was 5th too. So even if I finish worse, that'll just be my drop race. So I'm feeling pretty good going into the last few races here about keeping that, and especially since I'm going to be starting my master's program that's on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So this is kind of my last rodeo with these guys for a little bit. So hoping to get it done.
That's unfortunate to hear that, but I mean, it's good that you're bettering yourself and doing some good stuff for sure. But next week is Kansas. Are you pretty good at that racetrack?
Yeah, Kansas is a lot of fun. I love ripping the top, and guys get those runs down to the bottom and slide up in front of you, and you'll probably get tagged on the wall a couple times, but that's just part of it. But it's a fun track.
All right, we look forward to seeing it, Nathan. Who can we shout out after this, your 4th win of the season?
Yeah, Brian, thanks to you guys for putting this on. It's really cool to talk to you. every week it seems like, and to be able to watch it back. Green Mountain Grills, Champion Power Equipment, Blackstone Management Partners. It's all really good fun. So thanks, guys.
All right, thanks, Nathan, and have a great night.
All right, you too, man.
Alrighty, that was Nathan Meyer, driver of the 24 machine. Just a fantastic performance from him, and I'll tell you, I mean, I think that's perfect for him. You know, if this might be his last season of full competition, Austin, that's really, I think, perfect for him to dominate this season like he is, and really end it on a high note, right?
You gotta go out on top if you're going out.
I mean, make a legend, right? That way, anybody see, you know, Nathan Meyer, man, if he was in this series, he'd be the champ. You know, just like make it to where you're almost like a mythos kind of name in a way. But definitely fantastic performance from Nathan Meyer. We just hope everybody had a great time watching here tonight. Of course, we had a great time for sure. Of course, definitely looking forward to next week's race at Kansas Motor Speedway. Of course, that's going to be at around 8:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is whenever the broadcast will get going. Hopefully, Austin Edstrom's voice will be nice and healed up. But of course, we still had fun either way with Austin Derbyshire taking a step from behind the cameras and talking to me. I had a blast really just talking to Austin for sure. But of course, we want to give a big shout out to all of our partners, all the partners here with Champion. Of course, big, just huge celebration that we're having for this 1 year anniversary for Grid Vision. We want to thank you, everybody that has made this possible, all of the audience, people that have watched, you know, just all the time watching us. We definitely love that for sure, and all the leagues that have stuck by us as well. Of course, this has been the production of Grid Vision. My name is Brian Britt, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.